you cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the horror show. Check your pulse at the door and leave your soul. From the living dead to the haunted house in the underground. Come and scream and shout. Welcome to the horror show. Welcome to the horror show. Welcome to the horror show.
Yeah, it's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rottin Roger DeMarco and
EvilDeadInks and your ice cream.
pal, your butter brickle.
Yeah. What?
Hello?
So, here we are, third installment of the Clint Howard Power Hour.
Who's the hardest working man in Hollywood? Clint Howard. Who's the world's most handsome man? Clint Howard. He can play a geek, a killer, and even a coward. It's the Deep Cut Podcast, Clint Howard Power Hour.
Damn right.
And how many times have we talked about this one now?
Well, let's see. So, if you want to go way back in the Wayback Machine,
Diddly-doo, diddly-doo, diddly-doo,
when
diddly-doo.
you and I first started hanging out, I was easing my way back into doing video reviews. And I did a video review for this, and you guest starred on said video review. And I couldn't tell you what year that was, because I know we filmed it, and then it didn't get put on the page for like a year, because my editor at the time had a lot going on. I know we've done a live stream, yeah.
Yes, we have.
We haven't done a commentary.
Yet.
Not yet. But I'm
So
gonna say 2, and this will be 3.
Yeah, 3 times that
Technically.
we talked about this.
But in real life, when there's no camera and no microphone, how often do we talk about Ice Cream Man? A lot.
Way more often than maybe it should even be.
More often than normal people talk about anything, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one holds a near and dear spot in our hearts because, like I said, you guest starred with me. We did a review.
I can't even tell you why, of all things, this one
I
did.
I don't know. You and I, we just kind of bonded over this movie. Like I said, that first time you guys ever spent the night, we watched this and 2 weeks from now's movie.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, both Clint Howard movies, and we just absolutely love them. And they're movies that not a lot of people know about, and at the time didn't have special edition releases or weren't more well known in the horror community, I'll say. So it felt very personal that you and I were like, man.
And you had copies of both movies, which I didn't have one of either. I eventually got a copy of Ice Cream Man on like a
2-pack or
I
something?
think it was a 2-pack, a multi-pack, and then I just Amazon ordered the solo copy so I could have David Naughton sign it.
Yes.
And he was the first guy I talked to about this. I did talk to Clint Howard briefly. Of course, when we met him, he was in full promotion mode for the sequel for this.
Let's go, by the way. Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to pull that off, but I mean, half the time watching this, I'm not sure how they pulled this one off.
I don't know. And for anybody new to this movie, I want to talk to you a little bit about this because over the course of preparing for this Clint Howard extravaganza that we're doing, and obviously came time to rewatch this, and it's not a movie that's ever like far from like getting rewatched. It's always a good background movie, but I was really like trying to analyze. I was watching it, and I was going
different.
Yeah,
like when I don't know what it is, but when you just throw it on, you're casually watching it. You are not thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if that's a good sign or not, but yeah, when you're like, all right, time to really zero in and analyze things super in depth in certain spots, a whole different kind of a movie emerges.
It really is.
Almost like the first time.
Yeah. What I was going to say is, so it was like this for me. What I wanted to know, I just wanted to get to the bottom of this. And I wanted to know, why does this movie resonate with you and me? And I was like, I know there's some factors of what makes it work and you know why we tend to enjoy it so much, but I was just like, I got to get to the bottom of this. And what I kind of came up with, and I'm curious what you think, is this movie is, to me, I feel like the production of this movie was a confusing production. I feel like somewhere like along the way, the director is convinced he's making an R-rated horror movie, and then maybe executives are saying like, hey, make it a little more kid-friendly. So it kind of is, it's got this weird, like, where sometimes it wants to be a hardcore horror movie, and then other times it is like, we're more like an episode of Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like, we're kind of teetering, we go back and forth, and it's confused in its execution.
I might one-up you on that. I think this might legitimately be something that they were making for a Sci-Fi Channel exclusive.
Oh, okay.
Because it has very kind of distinct spots where it like fades out for here's a commercial break.
We can't figure out how to go to the next scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
The old star
and
swipe.
then like weird little like you were saying, like there's some comedic lines that is stuff that would be in like that wouldn't fit in this movie. Like the first one that pops in my head is the grocery store sequence to where he's after kid and lady trying on lipstick in like a mirror stops him and asks for his opinion.
Yeah. And
his is his response of like, ooh, cherry, good flavor, buy a dozen. Just like how he says it's very, I don't know, goofy comedy.
It is, yeah, it's very goofy.
So there's not really gore necessarily in this movie. The bit that we have is really goofy. There's a lot of just kind of
implied violence, really.
A lot of implied violence. So much I can't talk about it without jumping a segment, but I just have to jump that segment.
Oh, baby, it's time to slip into something a little more comfortable. It's time for the Brown Panty Award.
So a Brown Panty Award I'm giving this, that I noticed watching it, paying attention specifically this time on this one thing. Everything, all the kills, everything is off screen. We have no on-screen kills, period.
That might lend more to the children, like making it more kid-friendly.
Yeah, because we have the dog kill off screen, put in a meat grinder, so we're returning to the dead dog
Good
props.
doggy. Yeah.
We skipped it one time with the Wraith, now we're back into it. We got the local promiscuous lady in town off screen. David Naughton is off screen. Where we get the not the gardener, caretaker, the guy picking up trash at the playground off screen.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, we really don't have. I never just thought about it. I was like, we have no on-screen kills. Everything is off screen. That's a shame.
Yeah, it really
What's
is.
the cause of that? Is that because is it a Sci-Fi Channel movie that got switched out or whatever? Because it also has that look.
Oh yeah,
to the film itself.
Very TV movie look.
Yeah, like it looks exactly the same as like Deadly Invasion or Night of the Twisters. Yeah. It just has that. I don't know how to describe it. Just
cheap.
That cheap look
cheap
to
and
the
fast.
film.
Cheap and fast. It's like weird. A lot of ADR. But since you went ahead with your Brown Panty Award, I'm gonna throw mine out there. Mine just goes to David Naughton. He's
a cheater though.
He's a cheater, but I like David Naughton. Could have done with more because
Yeah,
He's real
it's
like
kinda-
dismissive, kind of a dickhead dad a little bit, and like
Yeah.
I wanted a little bit more. I want some more David Naughton, because when you get a guy like him, you want to keep him in the movie as long as possible. You know, lend a little credence.
Maybe you can't afford him too much.
Yeah, lend a little credence to the movie. So he got my Brown Panty Award. But yeah, man, that's my takeaway really when I was rewatching it, and I was like, why do we like this so much? And I think where I'm going with, like, they were confused, and I think that works in favor of us, because I know we've discussed before, we were younger when we saw this movie. It's not like it got a special edition and then we became fans. Like, we grew up watching this weird
Yeah, this was a
movie.
Hollywood video rental.
Yeah. And I think, in my opinion, because we were younger and we were confused, we're confused kids. Like, we're wanting so badly to be horror fans. We're trying to, watch as much horror as we can, and we're trying to, like, earn that cred and, like, get a little battle hardened, so to speak. We watch anything and everything horror we were watching and absorbing.
Eventually you run out of things at the store to rent, and you're like, all right.
Ice Cream Man, give it a go. And to me, it feels like we just, like, it was not sure if it was R or for kids, and we weren't sure, like, what type of horror best suited us, because we were watching a little bit of everything, and I feel like had we been older and discovered this, I don't think we would have liked it as much. But I feel like us being young and, like,
to a degree, I think we'd be a little bit more critical of it, but I mean, an off-topic but semi-on-topic example is a few months ago we watched a movie streaming through Shudder called Houseboat Horror.
Shudder.
yeah, baby.
And that is not, I don't think, too far off from where this movie is.
Mm-hmm.
And we both are like, it is really pretty fucking bad.
Like, yeah, the
But
definition of bad.
there's Blu-rays of it out there. They aren't cheap, and they are both in our Amazon wish list. So we
One
both
day.
were like, yeah, we're gonna get that.
Yeah, that was an example of, like, this is so bad that it is the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah.
I think when we were sitting there watching it, it was hard not to wake up everyone in your house, because we watched it really early in the morning.
We did.
And we were just rolling. And Ice Cream Man definitely does offer a little bit of that. Like, it's so stupid that it,
Yeah.
that you can't help but either fall in love with it or just completely dismiss it. Like, I don't know, man. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's an anomaly, but I guess we backtrack a little bit more. That it is Ice Cream Man we're talking. It is a staple, one of the pillars holding up 3B Video's Deep Cut podcast.
For sure.
And this is just, we followed young Clint Howard to adolescent Clint Howard to now he's trying to become a working man.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I love how this movie begins too. It begins like it's a 1950s like doo-wop kind of, like, is this like a Greasers kind of movie? And
Black and
immediately
white.
it cuts into, like,
Uzi.
Boys in the Hood shit. And Clint Howard sees the local ice cream legend delivery guy get gunned down in a gang-related shooting.
Who's gonna deliver the ice cream now?
And we fast cut to, him as an adult. He somehow has acquired both the locale and the delivery the ice cream truck. Mm-hmm. It was the Ice Cream King. Now it says the Ice Cream Prince because he's not been crowned king yet.
The ice cream formerly known as Prince.
Yeah. And he's going around and, he's doing the ice cream delivery, ringing the bell for kids and stuff, which I told you off mic the other day. I was like, I noticed the inconsistency because on the back of the truck it says, watch out for kids. Mm-hmm. When he gets a hold of the truck, he scratches out 4 and it says, watch out, kids. But then back later, it has watch out for kids again. And then it's back to watch out, kids.
They fucked up. Somebody fucked up. That guy got fired.
But again, stuff like that now adds more charm than not because somebody just happened to forget to scratch that out.
Yeah, we filmed it out of order. And then, yeah. Yeah. It happens. It happens, damn it.
Yeah, like if you're covered in blood in one sequence and the next sequence you have none.
Bone dry. Yeah, that's totally fine. Things like that, like you said, add charm. They're excusable. This is a cheap, silly movie. And we go like, so Clint Howard was the lead in Evil Speak, and now he's the lead again.
But he's a lead villain in this.
And I mean, he becomes the villain in Evil Speak, starts out the villain in this movie. Straight away, gunning for kids. We do get a weird little sequence with him and Small Paul where you're not sure, is he going to kill Small Paul or not? And then, like, he's trying to make friends with Small Paul, like, oh, yeah, I was institutionalized when I was little, too. I was in the hospital when I was little. And they're having this moment, and then, like, the trash...
Like the poker.
Pokey. Yeah, but it's got some blood on it, and it spooks Small Paul. And then, so, of course, he's, like, got to kidnap Small Paul, which doesn't make any sense. So why couldn't he just be like, it's grenadine for my ice cream treats?
I love how that scene starts, because it just starts with him rolling up on the ice cream man. He's parked the van, and he's just outside the van dancing to nothing. Like, there's not music playing. He's not looking at the van. He's just, like, if the van's here, he's right here looking at a wall just...
Crazy people dance to anything.
Oh, and
Discount Macaulay Culkin sneaks up and spooks him.
And when that poker falls out covered in blood, it set a precedent that I noticed this time around, that every living being that he encounters, he looks at like they know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Including, starting with the dog. There's just a dog barking at him, and he's like... He's looking around like as if the dog is legitimately saying, he's killing people. You're next. Yeah. He's killing people.
So he's got to kill Olivia Hussey's fucking dog. No, I have not seen your dog.
But just the look on his face like,
oh, they're going to find me out. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody he just assumes knows what he's doing. When he's in the grocery store and spots kid, he's just like, you know what I've done.
Yeah. Oh, better kill you. Yeah, he jumps to conclusions very quickly. It might be all the sugar in his blood.
Which makes me wonder how long he's been on the killing side of his ice cream deliveries. Is this the beginning of it, or is this a long-standing and he's finally cracking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Type thing. Where are we in his travels as said ice cream man?
Yeah, where are we here? Because he's been released, not under his own recognizance. He's released and is being cared for by Juliet herself, Olivia Hussey, rest in peace. And I don't know if she's supposed to be like way older than she is, but like she's
supposed to be.
She's always spoken very properly. So the way that she speaks makes me think like she's supposed to be an old woman. Like,
yeah, I mean, like the inexpensive route to make someone look older, put glasses on them and like scarves, like an excessive number of scarves around. Yeah, shawls and
give them a little shake,
twitch in their hands. Yeah.
Oh, she crochets.
She's clearly older now.
Yeah, that's an old woman.
Such a sweet boy.
Gregory. Meh.
And released is a nice way of saying. I'm assuming this place just got lost funding.
Session 9. Yeah, like we just let them loose. We don't know what to do with them.
Which is fantastic because when the cops start investigating, these cops are something else.
Sidebar. The cop, Jan Michael Vincent.
Is that our straight-faced guy, or is that like the flannel-wearing Riggs-looking dude?
That's the tough one. Yeah.
That just no-sells everything?
Yeah. Fucking Jan Michael Vincent. God.
That's great because here's where the adult shit comes in my mind's eye, because they're investigating. They think Ice Cream Man is up to no good from Jump Street. They're like, something's up with this guy.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's always paranoid. But they go to the hospital he stayed at, and they're talking to a doctor about things, like wanting to know records and history and stuff. And then, like, the doctor, I feel like, am I in a dream sequence all of a sudden? Because the doctor just starts laughing and, like, I have other patients.
Yeah, he's just a nut job.
And leaves. So clearly he's just a former patient. So then we follow the cops, leave the office, walk out of the hospital, which slowly goes from looking like a normal hospital, like, office to an abandoned hospital building.
Derelict hospital, yeah.
And then there's a bunch of old former patients still roaming the hallways, and I'm like, hold the fuck on. How did they get into where they are now and not see any of this?
They took
They're
the back
walking
door.
out like like it's a cutscene. They literally like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like they quantum leaped into this room and have no idea how they got in there or what they're expecting on the way out. Like, clearly you saw this is very much an abandoned, graffitied as shit building before you walked into it. Why are you surprised?
Filled with nut jobs and crackheads.
Yeah, when you are walking out of it. And then totally something that's PC that hit me this time is the dude that looks like Martin Riggs' tire he stole. He starts fucking beating some of the former patients there. I was like, so he's just assaulting the mentally ill.
Yeah.
This is nothing that's on their fault. They didn't swing at him first. He just starts, bam, and taking pop shots.
They're shambling near him. Okay?
Yeah.
Listen, you got to strike. You got to strike when they're not.
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Absolutely. All it's missing is that cool, like, spinning Night of the Creeps shot, you know?
Oh, shit.
He just starts fucking laying
I thought you were
waste.
going to be like he punches somebody and they kind of do like a 360. Woo!
No, I just want him to pull out his service revolver and start shooting handicaps.
The other cop does. The stone-faced one does pull his gun out. So I was like, geez, I thought it was bad that the dude just starts beating the mentally ill. The other guy's ready to start shooting him.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to get out of there.
But again, this is all shit they should have walked past getting to where they were.
Yeah, it's the most random sequence in the movie. I feel it's like they got done editing the movie and they were like, we need like another 10 minutes.
I feel that also could have been earlier when we're introduced to the cops. They show up at the factory, the former ice cream factory, and they're like, we got a search warrant.
Oh, man.
And they're this search.
Yeah, air quotes.
That's the loosest term possible I could say for this search. Lasts a whole like 5 minutes, and they're not searching shit. They just go in there and start smashing things.
Yeah.
And the one cop, he's just covered in like mint ice cream slime because they're not like they're not even like looking under, like there's that big huge bowl. They're like, and logically you would lift it up, maybe, you know, look around. He just wants up and bam, kicks that shit
Fuck
over.
this ice cream.
And I think he kicks one like as they're leaving too, like one more, make sure nothing's in here.
Are you sorry because you didn't find anything and you wrecked my stuff or whatever he says? Like,
Sorry,
Jesus.
if I think are sorry or just sorry at all.
And just destroyed his entire business. So like, if he wasn't a killer, you just ruined his life. Like, he has to re-buy all of his ingredients. Like, yeah, that's like 100 gallons of ice cream you just fucking splattered.
Yeah, they're just smashing shit left and right.
Granted, he's a killer, so
it's the one sequence I'm like, this is not necessary. You are a poor policeman.
this is aggressive.
These are
You're filing a complaint.
the guy that wants to be a cop acts more like a real cop than the real cops act in this movie.
Yeah, and they don't solve shit.
No, you got to be the worst police in history if you're like, just for what I've already just described. That alone should disqualify them from being on the force anymore, period.
They're a little close to Dr. Loomis. Really, you know, like he's carrying around a gun.
They're
shooting
worse
his-
than Dr. Loomis. At least he knows where the hell he is. Yeah, how these guys get to where they are and seem surprised.
I don't know.
The only thing Dr. Loomis has over them is he actually shot his patients.
Yeah, that's true.
These guys just beat the shit out of him and like they call for backup and left.
You guys come in there and beat him up too.
Like clearly, like at least in my eye, what my mind's eye, what you should be doing is staying there. Maybe stay in the car, and stop beating them. Try to subdue the ones because they're just out wandering around. So you're not keeping like a tally of.
Since when do they let them wander around?
Yeah, like there's no like control there. They're just like, back up. You come deal with this. We out.
We're gonna be at Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah, beat them. You beat the ones that are still standing.
We slugged a few of them. You guys come and haul them away.
And so, and really, what we learn is, so the ice cream man, Gregory, whatever his last name is, Gregory Mann, he was a former patient, and I mean they don't
sticking. Yeah, our flashback is them sticking a syringe, probably like 8 inches long, into the side of his temple, and it looks like it's filled with turtle wax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like.
It's straight up like an off-green goo. They're just, what the hell is that?
That's TGRI or whatever.
I do like our one flashback when they're injecting that and they are trying to present a younger Clint Howard, so they give him like an 80s mop haircut, which would be great to see if that was in any other movie. Him with like this wild head of hair. because we're in full blown how you think of Clint Howard looking.
Oh yeah,
looking like
he hasn't changed much.
Shiny top, and then he's got the horseshoe going.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing now is that he has a gray beard.
Yeah, this is peak Clint Howard performance looking.
Yeah, this is the world's most handsome man, Clint
Yep.
Howard look right here, for sure. And so really, yeah, what I was going to say is the cops, they learn the same thing that Olivia Hussey told them earlier. Like, yeah, he was in there, and then he got out, and, like, I'm his caretaker. Like, they didn't learn anything by going there. So it doesn't progress the story in any way, shape, or form. But I want to talk about the homies, the Rocketeers, which is ridiculous, first of all.
Literally.
They
They put Black Cat rocket, like bottle rocket looking things on the front of their bikes.
Yeah, they've got the fucking the gate. They got the rocket
thunderbolt.
Yeah, the thunderbolt from the gate on there. But they're pointing straight up. But then later,
they fire one like just like an impulse like reaction. They shoot at the cop car.
It's ridiculous that they're essentially, air quotes, a gang. I mean, they're a little kid bike.
They're the
gang.
monster squad of the Ice Cream Man world.
But what the fuck is a Rocketeer? Like, they wear berets and they have rockets on their bikes.
Which is, again,
But like, what do they do?
that is such a comedy movie trope. Is we got to do some undercover shit. Everyone's dressed in black. And everyone has like the like lines, the black lines under their eyes, and somehow they've all found black berets. So I was like, maybe one person could find that, but you're not all
bulk
three
buying,
of you.
yeah, bulk buying berets. That's
somebody's parents
3Ds.
buying your friend's beret because you're like, come on, I can't be the only one, ma.
Yeah, we're the Rocketeers. Berets are cool, and they're just, I mean, they're not necessarily obnoxious kids, but they're not like overly likable, really. And it's kind of tough. Which, sidebar to the sidebars of sidebars, when we originally were going to launch our podcast, it was Tuna and Racer's 9-egg omelet, which is also a deep cut in and of itself. But Tuna and Racer comes from this movie.
Yep.
The two kids, one kid with a pillow in his shirt, which you're not fooling anybody. I don't know who worked on the effects team. They needed a pillow.
Well, I'll tell you, they blew the money on those really nice severed head props.
Probably some of the best severed heads that have ever been in film.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
where
they're
all
really
the money went. So when it came to making a regular kid look supposed to be fat, they just put a pillow under him. Yeah. And like, well, what do fat kids do? Well, they'll eat anything. Drop an ice cream in sand and they'll eat it. They're always slow, whether they're on a bicycle or not.
Yeah, he's fat.
Like, if you're going downhill on a bike, he's going to be the last one of the three. Cause
in reality, he'd be the first because he's got the weight to roll him down. Yeah. But yeah, so they do this whole pillow gag for the entire movie so that at the end, he can not have a pillow in his shirt and the other one, Racer, can pat him on the stomach and go, hey, and he goes, thanks. Like, look, you lost weight because you haven't been eating fucking ice cream. Like, I don't know.
None of them are like overeating ice cream. They get
like one
ice
a day.
cream, and it's not even like ice cream that's like bomb pops.
Yeah,
like, so it's like frozen water that's flavored.
If you get fat off of bomb pops, you fucked up somewhere.
That's a lot of bomb pops.
Yeah, you fucked up somewhere in your life, big time. Because there's like nothing to it.
Yeah, it's a big frozen nothing there.
That's aggressive bomb pop eating. Got diabetes from bomb pops. Fucking back off, dude.
That's a t-shirt. Aggressive bomb pop eating.
Plus, what kind of foods are shaped like dicks? The best kind. Bomb pops, dog. Yeah, so they're just weird kids who ride bikes, and I don't know what the purpose of a Rocketeer is. It's not like they're detectives. It's not like they have a monster club. Their club is that they eat ice cream. Like, there's no...
They get bomb pops and, like, hard pack ice cream, and they go sit at the playground.
Yeah, like, at least in Monster Squad, you knew, like, why they were the Monster Squad, because they were obsessed with monster movies. They had, like, a little clubhouse. There's just not a lot of forethought into the Rocketeers.
No,
That's fine. It's fine.
They're just kind of blanks.
Yeah. insert kid A.
Blank kid, blank kid, blank kid.
And girl kid. Like,
yeah. We have blank, girl, fat, blank.
Tuna, racer, girl, Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Wannabe, pretty much. And no kids die in this movie.
No, you think like one is going to.
Yeah, I thought he was dead the first time I saw it when I was a kid.
Yeah, and then he's just hiding in the bushes, and then we never really see him again.
Well, Small Paul is like straight Stockholm syndrome.
Oh yeah, from
Kidnapped.
Helsinki, Sweden.
Yeah, I'm kidnapping him and making him my friend. I would never hurt you. You know, like.
Yeah, which again, when they were bashing the shit out of everything in the factory, they didn't notice this one like beam. If you just moved it with the barrel next to it, there's a whole like hidden wall where this kid's just hanging out.
All he had to do was go, "I'm in here."
They couldn't hear it because they're too busy breaking shit. Do you hear something?
Yeah. Don't think so.
Nah.
Think that kid's inside this bag? Cutting it open, fucking dumping all the sugar out.
You think he's in this glass bottle? How about this one?
You're being very rough with my stuff.
One more.
Yeah. It's insane.
How do you get these flowers to look like this? I grind up cops. Good fertilizer. Which I remember because now we both have the Vincent Blu-ray of this.
Yep.
And it has the Joe Bob special on it where you can watch it with his cuts when he did it for Monster Vision. And that always will stick with me is Clint Howard to get the voice right for the character. He said he would, on the drive to the shoots every day, he would just yell out his car window the whole drive. So by the time he got to where he's going, it was like,
his throat was bleeding.
Yeah, it just wrecked from him yelling at things or, screaming, speed metal songs in the car. I don't know, but just yelling the whole way there to get his voice just wrecked so it sounds the way it sounds
like
in this
gravel,
movie.
Human gravel.
And so how are you supposed to? Do you think this was initially supposed to be portrayed when we get to the infamous eyeball sequence? Is one, his ice cream truck should smell like sugar and death.
Yeah, it should,
because it's covered in blood and body parts and
smell like Dahmer's apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, but he serves up and he doesn't wear gloves. It looks like he just
oh yeah,
looks like he just grips ice cream with his bare hand and slabs it into a sugar waffle cone, and it's dripping all over his hands. But he scoops out an eyeball and sticks it in this one, and he hands it to the cop, and the cop is eating it, and we get this zoom in. The whole frame is just this cop's mouth while he's rolling
piece of an eyeball,
yeah, in focus. I'm like, who eats ice cream like this? Even if there's something in the ice cream, like peanut butter cups or M&Ms
peanut,
or whatever. Like, who has ever done that? Just roll it around in your mouth for a bit, like, and then crunch down on it.
Stop licking that ice cream like that before I put you on the corner and make me some damn money.
Yeah, so I was like, so is this supposed to be played comedy, or is this supposed to be played for like a Saw like gross out kind of effect?
Comedy.
What was the end goal that they wanted back in 1994 or 5?
I don't know, but I'll tell you, all it's missing is that stupid circus music from Halloween 5. When the cops.
Oh.
Like, it's missing that, like, because it has a very slapstick tone. Again, that's why I keep going back to it's very
100%
so goosebumpsy.
Because at the end of this movie, both those are lethal weapon cops here get KO'd with 2 ice cream scoops.
Oh yeah, the double axe handle, baby.
Because straight up, Ice Cream Man is in the truck. They have guns drawn on truck. They pull the kid out the truck. Somehow Ice Cream Man has gotten outside the van onto the roof with 2 ice cream scoops. And he doesn't jump off like Jimmy Snuka or anything. He just kind of hops down, and with 2 clunks on the back of these guys' heads, they're out.
Yep. All you're missing is like Tweety Bird sounds.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's
All the pretty colors. You ever seen so many
Tweety
pretty
birds.
colors?
I can do Tweety birds.
Yeah, it was like, and so that KOs our cops. We're out now. The other two cops, again off screen, had their heads cut off, which we have 3 severed heads in this movie, and all 3 are phenomenal.
They're all literally some of the best severed heads I've seen in cinema history.
Yeah, like they have like that slack jaw going on, and like he's got him on sticks, and he's up and downing with the stick, and the jaws are.
Yep. Yeah, he's ventriloquist dummying him with the ice cream scoop.
Yeah,
You know.
they look great, and I still love the story when I met David Naughton, because he started talking about the ice cream cone that has Naughton's head in it, and there were like 2 of those, and he had talked to Clint Howard not too many years before when we met him. He's like, I still have that one. You want to buy it off of me? Which I should have asked them, both of them, about it when I met them again. I was like, so do you still have that ice cream cone of his head, and how much were you wanting to sell it to him for?
How much will you sell it to me for? That's the question. That's the real question, because I want it bad.
It's huge.
It's some of the best.
And I like that his head is cut off, not because he's a cheating husband or a bad dad. It seems like the only reason Ice Cream Man is pissed and killed him is because he ridiculed the van.
Yep. Yeah,
Get this mechanical asshole out of here.
got my fucking margaritas. Yeah, so the Ice Cream Man is killing on his own like volition. You know, there's no other motive. Most of the time, the killer will serve as sort of a moral compass. You know, like if you do this, you get got. But it's really like it's just him. Like I'm gonna kill that person because whatever. Like there's no like extra stuff going on there. There's not a lot under the hood, if you will.
No, we assume that he's going to kill the promiscuous lady.
Yes.
Just because she's promiscuous. But I love when she rolls up and she's like, do you do deliveries? And he goes, no. And then she just gives her the address, show up anytime.
I like how the kids are like, man, she stinks.
Like, it felt very much like American Psycho. Like, I'd like 2 reservations for Dorothea. Great, I'll see you at this time. You deliveries? No.
I said we're full up, sir. That's great. Yeah.
You didn't give them a time.
They know me.
Yeah, or a name. Yeah. I'm well connected there. But yeah, you know she's going to get it, and like everybody else, she's off screen killed. And I love that she's hooking up with Naughton like out by the pool. Like he's not even like going to an office or a hotel. He's just literally parking his car outside of her house.
Yeah, doesn't work in a small town. You're gonna get got.
And she's ready to move on to whoever's next. Like Ice Cream Man rolls up because he remembers the address. He's outside of like her driveway. Naughton is still getting his jacket and shit on. She notices him seeing her, and she's just like, "Oh, better get ready for the next one."
That's gross. Like, I mean, yeah, she didn't even shower.
No,
Just ready to hop
wash
on.
our private areas between customers. Let's do Dune.
She stinks. That's the kids even let you know. Man, she stinks. Gross. That's a gross.
What do you think she smells like?
Fish and cigarettes. Old fish and cigarettes. Gross. Warm summer pond water. Yeah, sick.
A little thick with that.
Garbage water.
And so we get to where we think the kidnapped Macaulay Culkin is going to be joining him because he's super excited about like helping stir the ice cream mixes.
I mean, who wouldn't be? You know, you don't
Like,
get to do that at home.
He looks like he's getting into the whole the vibe of things, and then he plays him. He's pretending heel, but he turns face on Ice Cream Man by pulling the poster off the wall. Faux like convincing Ice Cream Man that the Ice Cream King is talking to him, and Ice Cream Man gets kind of knocked in, falls into this. They set it up way early. This nut chopping, as he calls
Industrial.
it. Yeah, it's a big vat that has like 4 random blades that are going around, and he kind of falls into that. We don't really see anything. So what really makes me interested is if he's going to be coming back. What's
just
happening
like
here?
He's just like spread out, holding himself above the spinny thing.
Oh, or he's like Ernest goes to jail, he just grabbed the one piece and he's just like in the washing machine.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with that? I'm gonna squish some apples and juice is gonna come out.
And just like Evil Speak, this movie ends with, now we think, just like also like Friday 4, like now the kid is going to be the new ice cream
We
man.
have
Like,
passed it on.
he's cool, but he's not cool. He was just a sweet kid until he wasn't.
Bum bum bum. That'd be really weird if they can't do that with the sequel because Clint Howard is back. So I was gonna say I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not sure how they're gonna do it, but either way, it doesn't matter. That's a day one purchase for you and me. I don't even need to see a
It's
trailer.
a blind purchase.
Yeah, I need to know nothing about it, and I'll drop you $30 on that Ice Cream Man 2 special edition. But this is just a really easy palette, like cleanser of a movie, like a really easy way to spend an hour and a half. Again, like don't think about it. Don't.
Yeah, every movie that we've covered under this Howard Power Hour, they're all right at 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Nothing is over 90 minutes.
A breezy McDeluxe. Yeah, breezy watch, takes no time, doesn't like bog you down, don't feel bored. Like this is a very fast movie.
Yeah. Things just kind of keep going, and we didn't even mention, speaking of breezy, we have the older brother and his girlfriend with his windbreaker and his
boy, when I'm a cop.
like he's not wearing pants. He's not wearing shorts. He's wearing like capris, like lady capris, because I mean even my shorts are nice, are low, like past the knee, but his are like 2 inches above his ankle, where his pants are. And something I've never noticed, but I had to rewind and pause, because we have a sequence where our Rocketeers, our lady Rocketeer, sneaks into the ice cream van and takes photos, which I was like, these aren't going to work. None of these would be admissible in court for anything, because
She didn't have a search warrant.
yeah. But she steals that camera from the older brother. And again, such a thing of the times. You have to take your film to go get developed, and at a place you get developed, you could see the film reel coming through like the window. And mostly, after a number of years, they would screen that shit, so any things they wouldn't want to be seen by the general public is there. And man, the older brother is so pissed they took his camera and is calling them perverts and stuff. And I was like, So I paused to see what the photos were. Have you ever done this to see like the pictures?
No, I don't know. What?
So we know when the photos start becoming the murder photos, like the van photos, because the girlfriend screams and panics, and it really becomes nothing because we still got a lot of movie, and this is never really referenced or brought up again.
That's true.
But
Okay.
but there are 2 photos of the older brother and his girlfriend that you see for a hot second. One, she's butt naked on all fours, and he's behind her with his shorts on, and there's like a Reagan mask on her back.
That's weird.
Weirder is the second photo, because he's more dressed in the corner, and to the right, she's still on all fours, but she is covered head to butt, head to toe, in black paint.
Weird.
Extremely hilarious looking, and I can't believe I've never paused to look at these 2 photos, but I was like, holy shit, what weird stuff. And who's taking these photos?
Yeah, the dad.
Because both pictures, both those 2 are in the photos, nowhere near doing selfie stuff. There's no extended arm or anything.
You can't set a timer on an old school camera like that either.
I mean, you might have, but it's still why is she painted head to toe in black paint?
That's racist.
Yeah, what? I won't even go any further. What is going on here? But yeah, you need to rewatch and pause and look at these 2 Polaroid shots, because oh, whoa.
I can't believe I never noticed that.
Neither did I until this. Again,
what
even this movie we've seen several times, love, we just look at it differently when we're watching it for this job. Because even we live streamed about it, watch it, we still didn't. Neither of us were like, did you get a look at those fucking Polaroids on there?
Yeah, that's completely news to me. So now I'm gonna.
So
be
older
watching.
brother's a freak.
Yeah, and useless also in the movie. Absolutely useless.
I love it. Yeah, he runs in with a gun. We hear no noise. Ice Cream Man just comes out wearing his jacket.
Yep. He gone.
The most egregious off-screen kill, because we never know what happened to him or anything. He just took his jacket and got in the car pretending to be him.
Kill him, and I want to see it. Yeah.
So speaking of killing, what you got for your perfect execution this week?
What's the craziest weapon ever used? Chainsaws and knives are such a snooze. So get creative when you hack and slash. The more absurd, the better, just make us laugh. It's a perfect execution. Chop 'em up, it's a perfect execution. Covered in blood, it's a perfect execution. Just make it dumb, it's a perfect execution. And it's always fun. Fun.
Okay. Show me.
Well, now, so this is weird, because I wrote it down as, off-screen kill, and I was like, that's bizarre that my perfect execution is an off-screen kill.
But that's all
and
of
then,
them.
And then you brought up that all of them are that way, and I don't know, man. It's just weird to me that there are no kills actually featured on camera. But my two are going to go to the two cops that get turned into, dummy heads.
Dummy heads.
Because it's got a very, remind me of Shocker a little bit. Like when he comes up behind the two cops that are guarding the door and he's like, and they're like, hey, Sarge, you ready? We're going to get out of here tonight or whatever. And then he kills them. It just kind of had that.
I was thinking more Halloween 5 again there.
Well, yeah, that too. Hey, somebody's going to get hurt with that thing. But yeah, I went with those because, again, it leads to some of the best props in the movie. But I mean, they're just, again, no kids die, which is, I hate to be grumpy about that. I hate to be like, what a jip,
What a pisser.
Yeah, dadgummit, no kids got smoked, but
They should. They deserve it.
I mean,
One.
it's kind
at
of
least.
that's kind of the deal with slasher movies in general is the teenagers have to get bumped off, but this is a kid-led horror movie. So
Technically, the girlfriend lives, which is strange. The boyfriend doesn't. The girlfriend does.
Right. But it would just stand to reason that one or more of these children are going to die. I would expect Tuna because he's fat, get it? He's slow.
Definitely that first kid that we assume is dead that just shows up later in the bushes.
Yeah. Well, because and then he grabs Tuna, yeah? He pulls up and yoinks him into the ice cream
trolling
truck.
for Tuna.
Yeah. And it's well, of course, you should have killed him there. I don't know, but I don't know.
No, at most he's gonna force feed him soft serve ice cream through a window. Eat it, chubs.
So you can put another pillow under his shirt. But
put it in the back of the shirt.
He's got that fat back or whatever.
Yeah.
Big back, as the kids say.
How do you get your pecs to go all the way around your back like that?
Ice cream. Yeah, lots and lots of fat and dairy and sugar. But I just went with the off-screen cops. I don't know what you picked, but I feel like
Not too far off. I just went and took David Naughton's severed head because the closest we kind of get is we get him taking a waffle maker to the sides of his face. So we get a whole 2-3 seconds of torture almost.
Yeah.
And then we smash cut to his severed head in this giant ice cream cone. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I kind of thought about going with the dead dog prop we see stuffed inside the meat grinder.
Yeah.
It was again, which is hilarious because he looked at that dog like he's going to tattle on him.
You're going to tell.
I'm going to smash the grenadine out of you.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. We didn't even bring up Olivia Hussey's, which she's crazy too. Let's just get that out of the way. She has an entire yard filled with flamingos.
No, it's just
those sunflowers. The sunflowers, yeah.
Like those plastic sunflowers
Which my grandma had one.
Yeah, she just... But they explain in the hospital, what is up with these? And they're like, they never die.
It's weird, though. It's a little weird.
I mean, it's weird to have a whole, like,
Yard.
30 of them. And
Yeah.
not a yard. It's outside, like, a trailer.
Yeah.
And
a
it's
dirt
dirt.
patch. Yeah, a dirt patch of flowers.
Which is, like, the day after we're introduced to Ice Cream Man in the movie, he's just... We just cut to him sleeping in the dirt.
Yeah.
Like, is that what he just does? He, like, just crashed out in the dirt of sunflower signs?
So tired from mixing up that ice cream, he had to go outside and take a little siesta.
Yeah, like which again, at a certain age, sleeping out on any like floor, you're just gonna wake up in misery. But he's just gonna. I like you can see like the dirt on the top of his head. The one time it's not shiny.
I don't know if this is true or not, but Megan says this literally every time we watch this movie, and anytime anyone sleeps in dirt, like if someone sleeps in a hole, she's always like, "You can get infantigo like that," and I don't know if that's true.
I don't know what that even is.
Something infants get, right? Infantigo. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. But she always says you can get infantigo from sleeping in the dirt. And I don't know if that's true or not.
If that's true, that's definitely what should happen to Gutter Boy from The Wraith.
Yeah.
That dude looked like the Charlie Brown kid, like he just bathed in dirt.
Yeah, he just lives
He
in
looks
dirt.
like Dirty D from Pootie Tang. Just rubbing that shit all over him.
Oh, baby.
Dirty D is still dirty because he's Dirty D, damn it.
That's the Pootie Tang reference. Deep cut, surface scratch, whatever you want to call it. We love some Pootie Tang around here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose we can move on to our Walter Paisley Horror Movie Survival Guide and get one tip on how to survive the Ice Cream Man.
That you must abide on every page if you don't wanna die. This ancient book will help keep you alive. So pay attention to the tips of how to survive.
Actually, I'm not using any telekinesis this time. I actually just looked at it before we sat down
Before we
for the
came back,
evening to
yeah.
discuss, from the fishing expedition. So the survival tip for how to survive Ice Cream Man, dairy-free is the way to be.
Hey, and take that from me, man. I'm lactose intolerant, and I have not been killed by an ice cream man, so I'm still here.
Or the side one you come up with, you hear the bell, run like hell.
Yeah, run like hell.
Although he might catch you. You notice he is wearing like some pretty rad sneakers
That's
in
the
this
truth.
movie.
And I think you and I, back in the day, somehow, some way, come across this during research that to get funding for the movie,
Like Converse.
I think they Converse sponsored the movie, so like everybody in the movie's rocking Converse, which is cool. That's cool. Nothing wrong with. I like me some Converse. PF
It does
Flyers.
kind of stick out slightly, like even though he's wearing a head to toe white suit with his little bow tie, like there's just something that sticks out about he's wearing kicks.
Canvas Chucks. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can jump 15% higher or whatever it is.
I mean, and they made a point to emphasize the shoes too. When one kid came inside and like leave the shoes outside, and the next day they're covered in earthworms.
So the ice cream man snuck around and put worms in the kid's shoes.
Which would have made more sense if he just put crushed up Oreos and gummy worms in that.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Real worms, I was like, come on.
Yeah. That
He's
doesn't
an ice
make
cream
any,
man. He should be using the shit that's in his van.
That doesn't make any sense. You're right.
I
That's
know.
lame as hell. Well, now you got. See, this is why we don't think about the movie. You just watch it. Because now I'm mad about that. That's a missed opportunity, and it's easy.
Yeah, it's right there.
And they had to go get real worms too. So like, what's the? Like that was a day-long decision.
And I don't know if this was pre or post like the PETA involvement era. So like you could just dig these things up or go to the bait shop and get them and
paid
throw them
actors.
out. Are they to be treated like actors, like the roaches from Creepshow?
SAG scale. They get
Probably. I was like, probably if roaches could get a nice sweet deal out of Creepshow, these earthworms probably the same setup.
They probably got Chuck Taylor's.
But again, that was the fat kid's shoe, so he probably just would have dove face first into it. So I'm like, man, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Because he's fat. Get it?
Yeah.
He loves
I mean,
ice
he'll
cream.
eat
and
sandy orange popsicle things. He'll eat.
Tuna, you're not gonna eat that, are you? What?
Still good.
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
So is eating Oreo chunks and gummy worms out of your sweaty, Converses, but I'm sure he would do it.
Let me ask you this. I know you're not necessarily a big UFC guy, But there is a fighter, Tai Tuivasa, who is, I would say he's Australian. And after every win, he does what's called a shoey, where he puts a beer in his shoe.
Oh, he shoots the boot.
Shoot the boot. Yeah, ye old, that's an Outside Game, Friday the 13th remake reference, deep cut. But would you ever shoot the boot?
Sure.
You would do that?
Yeah.
Out of your shoe that you wear.
I wouldn't do it out of anyone else's shoe.
Well,
at least I know what I got.
Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I don't know is there like a price cap on that, or is that like I would just do it if I was dared?
Yeah, might make a little coin out of it. Well, we'll put $10 on there.
$10 on doing a
little bit, yeah.
shoey.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to wear it for a while.
Whole can of beer, or just like?
I don't think you could fit a full can of beer in my shoe, even though I'm a size 13 shoe. Like,
I don't know.
It'd probably be
12 ounces,
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could always try it on another pair of shoes that I'm not going to be wearing also that
brand
day.
new clean ones, so you don't, yeah. Just because. But I don't know. I was just curious about that, if you would do that. So would you eat an ice cream sundae out of your shoe?
Ice cream sundae?
Yeah, if it had like, the gummy worms and the crushed up Oreos. Scoop ice cream.
Like, how much am I eating out of this? Am I like a bowl, like I'm scraping the edges of the shoe when I'm done, or like am I just eating this to a decent proportion down?
Say like 2 scoops ice cream.
Oh, I could tear that up.
Out of your shoe.
Yeah.
That's gross.
How is that much different than you want to do the tarantulas that you can purchase and eat?
Well, because that's not my shoe. I don't want my sweat and... I'll eat a bug.
So by those standards, if we put the edible tarantula in your shoe, you wouldn't eat it then?
Probably
like if you had to dump it like that, the tarantula into your mouth from the shoe?
Probably not. I think that's gross.
That's a weird line to have that on. You're a complicated guy.
Yeah, that's true. I am very complicated.
I'll eat whatever bugs you want, but don't put that shit in my shoe.
Nope.
I ain't eating it now. I'm gross.
I sweat a lot. My feet are gross. And I've had these shoes for like 4 years, so they're fucking disgusting. There's not a chance in hell I'd eat or drink anything out of my shoes. But I suppose I'm going to ask you, you got a tie-in this week?
I absolutely have a tie-in.
Well, then let's move on to the tie-in.
It's time for the tie-in! So many movies, so little time. You better pick yours before I pick mine. So watch a double feature. All monsters and creatures. It's a double feature. Oh,
Do you want to go first this week?
Sure, because I couldn't really land on something that was like perfect as a tie-in, but I did want to like.
Kind of issue.
I was like, give me something. I was like, something early 90s horror, but I'm like really kind of fucking goofy too.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna pull it back to, even though I'm sure it has had its own tie-in when we talked about it during PAX to the Max, but I'm just gonna say I think The Vagrant would be a good throw-in with this because it's just in that same vein of like,
what the fuck is going on?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I get you. That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's not bad. Yeah. Very like just weird.
Yeah.
Weird movies, and
I'm not knowing where we stand on either of those movies.
Yeah.
Like, where are we here? I don't know.
I dig that. I don't have a problem with that. It's a very like, I don't know, like you're having like a fever dream type of a marathon.
Heaven forbid you got the flu and watching both of these movies. You just follow it up with Freddy's Nightmares.
A lot of fog in both of them. Like a lot of like slightly blurry outsides of the frames and things like that going on. Weird camera angles, fisheye lens type shit going on. Yeah, not
Except
bad.
for you're like, is this a dream sequence?
I don't know. Ride it out and then you're like, nope, that actually happened. Okay.
I think that happened.
Yeah. It's just confusing.
Yeah. Maybe it's it's an edibles day. Pop you a couple of 20 milligrammers, throw these movies on, and see where life takes you.
Don't think too hard. Just go along.
You won't at that point. Yeah.
This is bad.
Clean and sober analyzing it. You're going to come up with the stuff we come up with today.
That's really not a bad tie-in, man. I can't fault you for that. I did sort of the same thing that you did. I was like, tonally, this is an odd duck, right? This one's kind of in its own little world of weird. Is it a kid movie? Is it not a kid movie? Whatever the hell's going on. What's reality? What isn't reality? But 90s, real 90s, just kind of dripping with that cheap 90s look.
Lost in the sauce 90s. Where is horror standing now?
Exactly. It was like really, it wasn't sure if it was going to die or not, but it was pretty,
Yeah,
it was dying.
post-slashers. We don't know where we're going.
Yeah. And so I had to think, and there's a couple movies from that era that kind of flow right into Ice Cream Man for me. The movie that I picked isn't necessarily a movie that I have trouble deciding whether it is like a kid's movie or was made for adults. I know it was made for adults, but it has kid movie tendencies a little bit. We're leaning to like maybe appeal to a kid, but just a goofier end to the slasher era. So I picked Dr. Giggles because I feel like
Perfect.
kind of has that like mental institution, like weird.
It's
like,
a regular job that we're putting a horror element to.
yeah. He's an ice cream man. He's a doctor. He's a dentist. Get it? Like
It's a sitcom.
yeah. We've run out of holidays. We're just giving.
It's pro
profession.
wrestling, man. Like
Yeah.
everyone's got to have a job outside of a wrestler. So now he's a slasher. Well, what else does he do? He's a car mechanic.
Isaac Yankum DDS up in this motherfucker. No. So yeah, I went with Dr. Giggles because I feel tonally they kind of go together a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And we have like implied sexual situations in both movies. But we don't ever like go full blown gratuitous nudity sex scenes other than those Polaroids, which I missed. So
yeah. So if you missed them all the way up until now, like you're fine. No one else. Is gonna pick up
41
on you.
years of missing them.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'm going to have to go and freeze frame.
Yeah, because your world's about to change.
If I catch a glimpse of those warlocks.
Which you don't. You don't see technically anything that wouldn't fly in, a whatever
TBS
magazines are even out anymore. Like Maxim. Let's say it's a Maxim magazine.
Oh, okay, yeah. So,
if
yeah.
that's even still a thing.
If not a magazine, a web page.
Could you even remember the last time you bought a magazine? All right, there we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say not really. I think I did buy Tyson a Muhammad Ali magazine. Like they had like a retrospective on his life magazine at Walmart one day, and I was like, "Kid'll like this," but I didn't read it. I bought it for him.
I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a magazine.
Been a hot minute.
It's been multiple minutes.
Yes.
It's been at least a couple hours for me.
So, yeah, we're old. And print is dead, as
It
Egon
is.
Spengler would say. But I suppose we can move on to that second to last segment and take a look at a little something. So, what you got, Evil?
It's time for someone who didn't care for Ice Cream Man at all and gave it a 1 star through the Amazon. It's the Amazon 1-star reviews.
I've never met a person in real life that doesn't like this movie, but I don't know.
I've hardly met too many. I don't think I've met anybody that knows this movie outside of you.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know many people in real life, and I get the roundabout AIDS test.
Yeah.
Call my friend Dave. Hey Dave, you know anybody who has AIDS? Nope. Cool, because you know me, and that's how I get my Ice Cream Man hate.
Well, I think I found the most fitting 1 star for Ice Cream Man because the description alone feels like just the fever dream this movie is in spots just as well. From even the name, this is Wilkins Hilario,
All right.
which sounds made the fuck up if anything. On January 23rd, 2022, 1 star, and Ice Cream Man is a 90s myth.
No, we had them. They're real.
They're real. I've seen it. Dryland exists. I don't know
That's
what
a Waterworld
that's supposed
reference.
to mean.
Deep cut. Yeah, that. Where did you? I mean, well, I suppose
I got
if
it off
you-
Amazon. That's where I found it.
If you lived in a small ass town, you probably didn't have an Ice Cream Man, but that's not entirely true because I'm from a town of like 1,000 people, and summertime would roll around, and you'd have an ice cream man.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what it means.
you live in Kentucky.
I don't know what Wilkins' deal is. If he's talking actual ice cream men, or if this. I mean, this movie's a '90s movie. Is it a myth?
Yeah.
Does nothing exist to him? I don't know.
I see the cover, but it's not real.
Wilkins is all kinds of bizarre. He's a complicated guy too.
It's true. Poor Wilkins.
Wilkins Hilario.
Never bought any ice cream from a seedy character.
Sounds like a guy who would sell you balloons.
With holes in them already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Hilario. I pop the balloons every night. It's Hilario.
Let me ask you this, since we're on the ice cream truck discussion.
Mm.
Did you have a go-to when you would see the ice cream man? Like, and you would get
Yes.
an ice cream?
Yes.
What was your go-to?
It was the Ninja Turtles sherbet Ninja Turtle head with the 2 gumball eyes.
Ah, me too. Me too. Yeah. Yep. It was always Leonardo, and the gumball eyes were always all fucked up.
Yeah. Looking a little wraith-like by the time we got the munching on it, because the melting would start really quick.
Looking like the dude from RoboCop. I'm bringing
Yeah.
that. I'll never stop. That's part of our Deep Cut Podcast bingo card.
I need to
Also,
get that tattooed at some point. Just get that.
just him melting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a task for Megan.
Do
You
it.
want to tattoo the melting man from RoboCop?
She'll do it.
Dude should be dead just for when he flies off his motorcycle and like smashes the whole like corner of his face into that panel of that car. Ugh, at the gas station when
Yeah.
he shoots, like, he's dead there. But no, he's got to get toxic wasted.
Sidebar, I love when Kevin Dillon licks his face. Different movie. Wrong movie. But
But
I suppose since Wilson Hilario, or whatever his fucking name is.
Wilkins Hilario.
Wilkins Hilario, who doesn't believe in ice cream, and I don't believe
I
in
pulled
looking
my
at things.
Wilkins Hilario.
Yeah, that's right next to the ulna. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That'll give you a subdermal hematoma.
Had a few of those in my time.
Look out for those collateral laterals.
We're doctors
Yeah.
and scientists. But I suppose we'll move on to the last segment, which can only mean one thing, which is what, Evil?
It's time to play the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's all about that game and how you play it.
Doo, 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 doo.
Trolling for tuna is how you make it.
Doo, 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 doo. I don't know why I was just, when you were singing, I just, you know what I'm referencing. It makes me think of Superbad when they're like, "Aren't you? You're the one that can sing. You're Jimmy's cousin that can sing."
I thought you were going Nutty Professor
Oh.
on me.
These eyes. I've never seen this.
I thought you were talking Nutty Professor when he's cracking Dave Chappelle's knuckles and he's all.
The stand-up comedian
Yeah.
spot. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Thank you and good night. Which I put that down as a note too. Like, is paying for ice cream in this movie optional? Because some people he just gives ice cream to, and other ones they're paying, and nobody pays in dollars. They're all in like just spare random
nickels.
change, 13 cents.
Yeah.
Kid orders like 4 ice creams, and he's like, "Here's a little stack of coins that wouldn't even buy a cup of coffee now."
Speaking of that, we didn't even talk about this, but it's one of my favorite things, and I know you and I have talked about it maybe on the live stream. When they're making their ice cream order, and they're like, "Oh, I'd rather have this, I'd rather have that," and
Oh,
then
yeah.
Clint Howard's throwaway line, "Any more alterations?" Like,
I
dude.
feel that because like, can you all figure your shit
yeah,
out
before you come up
get
to
up
this
here?
fucking window, like I got 9 things. Not that hard, dude. You want chocolate? You want vanilla? You want a waffle?
Strawberry?
Yeah. Tell me what you want and get the fuck out of here.
And I like they won't say it, like the kid in the back won't say it to the ice cream man. He tells his friend to tell him, which he doesn't. He just kind of, hey, I'd rather have this. Tell him this.
Sidebar. That's a weird thing, man. We weren't like that when we were kids. I had no issue, like, going up to a counter and being like, "I'd like a taco," or whatever, But for whatever reason, this generation. I'm going to get on my old man soapbox because my daughter is almost 18. Cannot order a hamburger by herself. Can't do it. Like, I don't want lettuce. Like, just order it. It's a weird thing. I don't know
it's
what
the curse of the texting.
It's a weird, like, social anxiety, air quotes. Like, you don't have anxiety. You just
Nobody talks to anybody necessarily anymore.
It's weird. We're all
Everybody's
very tired.
Yeah, no one trusts anybody anymore. Yeah. We just send messages back and forth. Nobody's talking to nobody anymore.
Yeah.
And even when you're talking to somebody, you're talking to them. You're not talking to them on the phone. It's through a camera lens. You have a way of like shutting it off. And there's no cutscenes in real life, so you're just kind of left in the situation. If you say something dumb or stupid that they think is dumb or stupid, which I've been there before, like I kind of have that vibe. Like I've never really gone too many times to the bar for drinks, so to do that, I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do. Like, is there a protocol on how to order drinks, how to pay for the drinks, put it on my tab? What does all of that necessarily entail? So I'm like, you know what? I'll just get something and drink it at home. So I can get it to a degree, because it's like, that's something I'm not familiar with, the protocol, and I try not to look stupid, but it's going to happen anyway, so I'm just starting to embrace it. I'm
very comfortable with looking stupid. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't mind at all. I just march headfirst into a lot of things, and I don't like.
We call that Schwarzeneggering.
Yeah, I'm too stupid to care about the repercussions, I guess. Like, I'm just like, what's the worst gonna happen?
Act first, think later.
Yeah. What's
no
the worst
brains,
I'm
no
not
headache.
ever gonna see this person ever again. So if they think I'm a fucking idiot, I guess it's
Carry that forever.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It's just a weird thing, man. So enough of that ranting and rambling.
Back to the prop game.
That's right. It is time to play the game. And if you're new here, wiki welcome. But you're probably asking yourself, what the fuck's the game? Well, the game is a deep cut in and of itself, where you've got to pick a prop from the movie that we are covering, but it can't be a well-known prop. Ice Cream Man is not a well-known movie. I don't know what's considered low-hanging fruit.
The truck, and I think Naughton's head.
Naughton's head, because that's the one thing we hear the most about.
Which sounds, again, something like what you would have to drive to in the race. Like, first one to Naughton's head wins.
I'm going.
Yeah. I will meet you at Naughton's head.
It's a rock that's shaped like David Naughton's face. Yeah. You got to turn east at Naughton's head.
Like from American Werewolf, where his nose and face is starting to pull out. It looks like that. That's the rock formation.
Jesus Christ, I'm burning up. We got to cover American Werewolf in London. Sidebar.
If we're doing that, we got to do the
Paris.
The MTV generation world of Paris.
Paris is rough. We will for sure. But yeah, and let us know your prop pick on the comments on YouTube, on Spotify, wherever you find our podcast, whether that's in our Discord, whether that's Patreon, YouTube, whatever I said, all the things, TikTok. Just let us know your prop pick. It's the end of the podcast. It's our favorite thing. We work all the way through the podcast so we can pick a prop from the movie. I got a sneaking suspicion. Again, this doesn't happen often. But I have a sneaking suspicion you and I are going to pull from the exact same place. And my reasoning for that is, upon rewatching this movie, the obvious thing that jumps out is the severed heads and Naughton's head.
Yeah.
So then you start to backpedal. You're like, well, I can't take those. Those are definitely going to be low-hanging fruit. So then you're left with ice cream eyeball. You're left with a ton of Converse shoes. You start to kind of dwindle through things. You're gonna get a sunflower.
Yep.
And I think the one thing that encapsulates this movie that I don't consider low-hanging fruit is going to be the thing that you and I both pick. That is something I can see myself getting tattooed on me, and I think you as well. So my pick, I don't want to look at your face because I don't know what you picked, but I want the push-pop knife. And I don't know if that's what you picked. I think the push-pop knife encapsulates this movie, the attitude of this movie.
And
Like,
when he pulls on the dog.
yeah, fuck you, dog. I'm gonna, stab you with a sherbet.
Yeah, he has an orange push pop and a little blade shoots out of it.
Yeah, like a fucking Rambo knife blade.
Yeah.
When you're pushed, killing's as easy as mixing ice cream.
Really lazy. Okay, I'm going to take you on a journey for my prop pick.
Okay.
Because I have my page of notes, and then I have the second page I have set up for all the segmented parts. Mm-hmm. And immediately when I saw the push knife pop, I wrote down, that's the prop that I want to take.
Okay.
But with the discovery of things that were new to me this time, I said, you know what? I will forego my push pop knife. I want those X-rated Polaroids from the pervert brother.
With the black face?
Yes.
Oh, that's different.
Blow it up. Give me an 18 by 24 of it. Give me the whole cast signing on it.
I can imagine taking that to a convention. The Ice Cream Man, 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
Sign right on your nipples, painted black.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Blackface right here. Sign it.
You would.
I would want to put it on the table and just see if Clint Howard knew what it was from. Or if he'd be like, what the hell is this? I'm like, this is from your fucking movie, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Now watch your own movie? Don't worry, I didn't catch it till this year either.
Been a handful of viewings.
Thank you, Blu-ray, for that. I think you can call Vincent and tell them that it's their fault for me seeing this in such high resolution.
I was going to say, let's just get this out of the way. Compared to, I own this on VHS.
Yeah.
I own this on a DVD that's, I think it's a twofer. So
Yeah.
I think it's two movies. And that DVD is pretty rough, full frame.
Looks like it was just from the VHS.
Yeah, just a
pretty
rip
much.
of the VHS. Low
No
res.
effort put in.
And Vinegar Syndrome, say what you will about their catalog, because some people don't like some of the titles they get or whatever, but
Some movies they get are really, like, we literally were talking about it the other day, The Hearse.
oh yeah,
Like, it's not a great movie to try to watch.
it was not good.
And, maybe it's you kind of wonder, like, some movies they got to be looking to get, and other movies they're just kind of like, we could get it. Why not?
Yeah, because some of them, it's a competitive market with the, like you're competing with Scream Factory, you're competing with
Arrow,
like
Synapse,
all these
and
other big like
little pop-up ones that come up, I can't remember the name of it, but the one that I was showing you that did Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout, put that on Blu-ray,
88 films maybe.
something strange. It doesn't stick with me, but it's like another like even lower tier kind of like indie restoration company. So
You kind of take what you can get and
Yeah,
remaster
yeah.
it. But say whatever you will, they put serious TLC in this version of Ice Cream Man. You'll never see it better, for sure. It is as clean gets, obviously, because you saw some things you've never seen before. It looks great. And I couldn't be happier. Like, they did a great job, tons of special features, and like you said, they hit us with the Joe Bob stuff. So anyone who's...
You can watch the entire movie, which it's about 2 hours at that point. They just intercut it with all the Joe Bob Briggs talking with Clint Howard.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a summer school theme they got going on. Plus there's interviews and stuff. They really did a good job going all out. And they have that alternative cover art you can use on the slip. So it's nice.
Yeah, it's good shit. Not sponsored by Vinegar Syndrome in
But I
any
think
way,
we
shape, or
should
form.
be.
But yeah, I would love to be. So, but I would definitely grab this movie before it's out of print if I were you, if you don't already have this edition. But
worth it, and it's not going to be too expensive. Like
No.
I don't even think $20
Yeah.
would probably
I'm pretty sure it was
be about
under
the
20
cap on that.
when we got it.
And
but
that's a steal.
It is. But this is a movie that Evil and I hold near and dear to our hearts. It brought us together in more ways than one. It's a weird. It's a weird movie that
Quite the anomaly.
we bonded over, and so I'm like eternally grateful that this movie exists and that like you came when you guys came and like spent the weekend and we watched this movie, and like it literally changed the course of our lives. So this is one of those movies that for me, as many times as we talk about it, there's always something else to talk about, and it's forever relevant in like our world. So I owe it a lot, and
one of them pillars.
It is. It literally holds this cabin up. So
it and the Hidden and a handful of other sidekicks.
Yep.
Which also Vinegar Syndrome got a hold of.
And that edition's chef's kiss. We will cover sidekicks. We've done a live stream, but we will do.
That'll be its own kind of theme. We just kind of Vinegar Syndrome dedication month. Or 2-3 months.
Yeah, just a bunch of weird ass titles, and there are a lot. So if you want
to, because a sidebar to that, the last time we were at a convention, we talked to the guy who was running the Vinegar Syndrome booth, and I know we both walked away with just handfuls.
Oh
of
man,
Blu-rays.
I think we both got like 10 to 15 movies
a piece.
Yeah, each. So, but if you want, take a look at Vinegar Syndrome, look at their titles. And leave us some comments and let us know if there's anything in their catalog that strikes your fancy you'd like to see us talk about. We have some ideas. We know what we have on the horizon, but definitely down for suggestions. And if you want to force our hands, absolutely force us to cover a movie, you can join our Patreon. And I believe
there's a tier for that.
For the low price of $20, you can force us to cover a movie. It might be 40 because I think we set the cap at 40 in case we both don't own it and we need to purchase it.
Yeah,
it's literally
not a
the only
streaming option.
Like, we're not going to make any money off of it. We're just going to add said movie to our collection so that we can
discuss.
Discuss. We got to watch it. So
we got no means of watching it through streaming purposes.
Absolutely. And we're physical media or die type folks. So check out their catalog, see if there's anything you want us to talk about, and make us talk about it if you want to. But on that note, I suppose we should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to watch them. So why not us, right?
I guess not every day is a happy, happy, happy day.
Thank you for listening to the Deep Cut Podcast. We sure had a blast trying to make you all laugh. You gotta set your reminders and get ready to geek, 'cause there's a brand new episode every 2 weeks. Now that you're done with the show, leave a comment on that shit and let us know